Hardworking Mom. Today we're going to be doing our fall kit that is currently in our shop. It comes with an orange, a blue, a 10-inch sign, these 3 cut ribbons, and this full roll. If you are watching this for the instructions, this is option 4. No, sorry, this is option 3. We're going to do 30-inch ruffles with 8-inch curls. I like to use my mesh roller to roll out my mesh on top, one on top of the other, by putting them on the roller. It just makes it faster and easier for me to cut them together. I will start with a fresh edge. Just makes it a lot easier. Okay. So we're going to cut to 30 inches and we're going to do 9 cuts. So it'll be 9 in total, which is going to be 9 of each for a total of 18. Once you've gotten your 30-inch cut, then you're going to go back and you're going to cut 8 inches for curls. You want to get a total of 9 so that you'll have 1 for each. So that you'll have 1 for each tie. Okay? So the next thing I'm going to do is cut the ribbon. And one of the easiest ways to cut the ribbon and to make a quick and easy work of it is to stack the 2 ribbons together that you're going to be using together. I'm going to be using the pumpkin with the cream, and I'm going to do 12 inches. I'm going to use my perfect tails so I can stack them on top of each other, and I just want to get 9 of each. So I'm just going to go around 9 times. 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yep, 8. 8, 9. I want to make sure it's pretty snug on here. And then I'm just going to trim this piece off. And you can pull your pieces off of your board. And just trim right where those curves are. And I will keep these stacks separate so it makes it a little bit easier to cut the dovetail. So you just want to fold it over and cut towards the edge. Just like that. Okay, we have half done. Okay. So now I'm going to do the orange and white with the blue. So the reason that I put the cream with this is because it already has all the colors in it. I want to put the blue with this so I can spread the colors out and it will look more even and not blocky. Okay, so we're ready to start assembling. So the first thing I'm going to do is pull out my ties, trim off the tag here. So I'm just going to do the bottom because that's what we're going to be working with first. You want to grab your first two 30-inch pieces. We're going to separate them and we're going to do them separately. So you're going to lay it flat on the table, just like this. If you have any trouble placing something heavy down at the other end, works really well. You're going to put your thumbs at the end, and you're going to use your thumbs to push up and your fingers to pull back. So you are gathering it right in the center, and what that's going to do is that's going to make a bow tie. Just like this. Where you have it held in the center is where you're going to tie it onto the wreath frame. So right in that center where you gathered it. Okay, we're going to do the second one. And we're going to do the same thing all the way around. So thumbs at the back, push, pull with your fingers. Right up the center to get your ruffle. You're going to place it on the tie next to it. You're going to spread it out just like this all the way down so that these mesh will gather together and make this ruffle. So that's how your ruffle should look. I like to work in batches. So I'm going to go ahead and put my curls on and my ribbon tails. So I'll work in 2 at a time. It just is a little bit more efficient as far as how long it will take you to make the wreath. So we're going to use one of each ribbon. And what you can do, there's 2 options here. You can put the little 8-inch curl with the color that it goes with, or with the opposite color. So the difference is going to be, you're going to have blocks of color if you put it with it, or you're going to spread the color out if you put the opposite. So I think today we will actually do opposites. So I'm going to take my ribbon, fold it in half, and I'm going to scrunch it right in the center just like we did with our ruffles. And then I'm going to pinch this curl at the bottom. I'm going to place it down and tie it in the middle just like we did with the last one. Then we're going to pull our ribbons forward, and they're wired, so you can put your hands under it and just kind of pull a little bit to get it to do this nice little curl across the ruffle. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing with the other side, but using the orange curl and the pumpkin ribbon. So find the center, pinch, gather. Remember it's wired, so put your hands under it and get it to do that curl. Put them all together, put them down together. Okay, so see, I'm pulling the ruffle, the curl up, and I'm pulling the ribbons down. Okay, so on these, I'm just going to trim this off, and I'm going to tuck it under. I'm going to leave these because I will show you how to make a mini bow in case you want to have one for those. So we're just going to keep repeating this process all the way around. Remember on the last piece to do both sides. So we finished with the bottom. Now we're going to start on the top. We're going to do the same process. You want to start by opening up your ties. It's just going to make it easier for you as you're going around. Some of the things to be aware of when you're going to the top is you want to make sure that you're not going to squash the bottom. So you kind of want to pay attention to your ruffles as you're putting them on so that they're not kind of squashing everything that you put at the bottom. Okay. So exact same process. You're just going to use your thumbs as a dam and let your fingers go straight up the center, and you can see how it really is just gathering it. Okay, place it on. Make sure it's not squashing the bottom, so just kind of pull it up a little. So we're going to do the same thing with the curls and with the ribbon. Your curls do not have to be tight, you just want them to be a curl. Okay. Gather in the middle of your ribbon. Now what's different is up top we're actually going to spread the ribbon out. So on the bottom I don't spread it out because as you can see when you're building up it's going to be pushing that ribbon down. So it's really better not to fight with it and just allow that ribbon to go out front. Up top I'm going to spread my ribbons out in an X. So my long ribbon's going to go in this direction because it will fit best. My curl's going to kind of go in between and my shorter one's off to the side. I can then trim this off and just tuck it under. Okay. So exact same thing. So up top is where you're going to really see how pretty the ribbons are. I like to cut my tails a little bit shorter because I want to be able to see all the pretty mesh. And cutting them at 12 inches works really well for still being able to see all of that pretty mesh. Okay, so pull your little curls to the side and then pull your ribbons out. So you see how well this fits? You can kind of push on your ribbons a little to get that curl to stay where you placed it. We're going to do the same thing all the way around. So the main part of the wreath is done. You can see how well that blends the color so that it's not like big chunks of orange or blue. Because we spread it out, it really does spread the color. And that is mainly done with those curls. So the next thing is to show you the sign. So this is the sign that kind of puts it all together. I'm going to put the sign right in the center. So I'm going to use my metal hole punch just to punch a hole right in the top and the bottom. Then I'm going to use some 26 gauge wire in silver. I'll use about 20-inch pieces. Okay. You can find this wire on Amazon, at Walmart, Hobby Lobby. Lots of places carry it. We're also going to be using a weaving needle. So this just makes it easier to get your sign in place. So this is a 10-inch sign. They work really well in the center. So I'm just going to double up my wire. So I'll just get the edges together. And then I will twist it on the sign right here in the center. Right here at the edge, just so it won't come off. So I want to make sure it doesn't come off. So the reason I cut it long is so I can kind of double it up. Okay, then I'm going to figure out where I want the placement. I'm going to take this weaving needle, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to run the wire through it just like I'm threading a needle. Now I'm going to use this and I'm going to punch right down, right through the mesh, and go right to the base. It's very easy and quick. It's not going to damage your mesh. And then you can just tie it right on. You see how well this 10-inch sign fits? Okay. The hardest part is just getting your fingers around that little center. So there's where I'm putting it, just wrapping it around the base. You just want to wrap it a couple of times, and then you can trim off the excess wire. It's going to be very hard to see from the back. Okay, we'll do the exact same thing on the end. So when you're putting your sign on, you want it to kind of float above. So you want it to be snug so it's not going to fall off or go down or rise up, but you don't want it to squash. So if it's squashing, it's too tight. Alright, so once again, we just thread it right through, and we're just going to stick it right down through the mesh. and you can just kind of move your ribbons out, and the ribbons will actually do the job of hiding where that wire is. And just like that, it's very simple. Okay. And just that quickly, we have the sign on, we have all of our ribbons on. All right, now let's talk about some optionals. So with the remainder of your ribbon, there's several things you can do. So one of the things I mentioned is doing mini bows at the bottom. So if you use the same color, okay, like this one, I'm going to cut 20-inch pieces. And all I'm going to do is flip my ribbon over. I'm going to find the center, just make a little crease where that center is. And then I'm going to put my edge right over that center on both sides. Then you just pinch it right up in the middle. See, that's why you have to have that little bit of overhang. And then you can open this tie up, tie it down with your tie. Just like this. So now you can see you have a little mini bow. Then you'll just trim off this excess and just tuck it behind. Okay, you could do the same thing with some of this ribbon that's left over, or you can make a bow. So we'll do some mini bows and then we'll do a bow. Of course, this isn't all the possibilities, this is just one example. I'm going to do 5 of them because we have 10 on the bottom, and we're going to do half. Okay. So find the center, and then we're just going to just fold right on top of that, pinch in the middle, and you can see that's our little bow. Easiest way to make a bow. Then you just tie it together with your tie, trim the tie off, and tuck it right back behind. And then just fluff out your little loop. See how cute that is? Okay, so let's do the others. Then we'll make a bow. So we do the same gathering motion that we do with our mesh and our ribbons. Okay, so we have our little mini bows on. Aren't they so cute? All right, so let's make a bow. Alright, so let's do a 10-inch tail. Okay. And then 6-inch loop. Okay, 6-inch loop. And 6-inch. There is no pattern, so there's no additional twisting that we need to do. Okay. I generally like to have my patterned my focus ribbon up towards the top. Okay. So I'm going to do one of the dark blue. Alright. And then we will do our focus ribbon. So I'm going to dovetail it. Okay. I want to go a little bit smaller. So let's go to about 5 inches. Okay. Alright. 5 again. Okay. Again. Now this one we do not need to twist, because even though it's a pattern, it is kind of all in the center, so there's really no up or down. Okay. There we go. Alright, we'll put this on top and then that'll be it. So I want to make sure we go to the 5 again. And 5 again. Okay. Alright. Then I'll just grab a zip tie. I'm going to put the zip tie under the entire bow. Okay, pull it out, pull it from the bottom. I'll just grab a pipe cleaner. Okay. I'm going to twist it around where I can see that indentation is. I want to make sure I keep that indentation, because that tells me where my zip tie should be so that my ribbons will stay where I measured them. Okay. So I put that pipe cleaner in. Now I'm going to tighten that as tight as I can get it. Then I'll hold all 3 while I break the bow from being stuck in the center. So you can see how it kind of gets stuck in the center when you tighten it. So what you have to do is twist and pull, starting from the back. And you can see already how it starts to pull it away from that center. Okay. This also helps you get the best fluff. Alright, so and then for the tails, you just want to run your hands under them, get them curling. And there we go. There's our bow. I'm going to pull these in the center, like that. You can keep the bow separate, or you can put it on the wreath. Okay, so you can put it off to the side, you could put it down at the bottom, or you could put it at the top. I think I'm going to leave mine separate just because I really like this side being in the center. So remember, this is option 3. It is 30 inches with 8-inch ruffles and 12-inch ribbon ties. Tails. Alright, so let me just show you one more time. Look how pretty that turned out. So you can see those cute little mini bows on each side. Here's our bow. I hope y'all enjoyed this. And make sure to check out our shop to see if we have other kits available. And I will see y'all again soon. Thank you for watching. Bye, y'all.